You're fighting so you can watch everyone around you die. Think, Mark.
Me? You mean me?
What if I told you these two scenes are created by the same person?
Yeah, I freaked out and I went to put an application in at there was an Amazon.com warehouse. Like, I don't really care about DC stuff. And I was like, yeah, I just lied to you guys so that you'd publish the book.
Robert Kirkman rose from a comic shop employee to one of the most influential creators in modern comics today. Robert was born in the middle of Kentucky and didn't focus much in school. Instead, he spent his time drawing his favorite superheroes alongside his friend Tony Moore. Be sure to remember him. Together they worked on their skills, but something was wrong. Okay, it wasn't that dramatic, but Robert wasn't good. And as Tony grew his skills and was accepted to the University of Louisville, Robert worked at a local comic shop. Yet it was these days that he learned his best skills. What cover designs convert the most sales? Continuous series or short runs? What story tropes hook readers? What kept them coming back? This jolted him into his comic career and helped him decide on his first idea.
The world was full of sinners, then Judgment Day came and the legions of hell spilled onto the earth. God couldn't bear to watch us suffer, so he sought the only person who could set things right. Me. I was transformed and he sent his son along to help. I was a drunk, a womanizer, I still am. But now, I'm the Battle Pope.
What about a pope who drinks a shit ton and teams up with Jesus, and together they fight demons and the forces of hell to protect Earth? Perfect. So he turned to the phone and called an old friend, and together they created their debut series, Battle Pope. Now, despite the near perfection of a storyline, it didn't sell well. It was self-published under his own printing company, Funkochan, and despite having a small underground cult following, there was just one problem. It wasn't Marvel or DC. And at the time, these two companies dominated the industry. It was here that Robert felt at his absolute lowest, like his dream was a lost cause, and with $40K racked up in debt and nowhere to go, he applied to Amazon. With his application in hand, he realized this isn't where he wants to be, so he turned around and headed out and strived for something greater, and luckily, a new huge publishing company was on the rise. So, to sum it up, because this should be a video in itself, many Marvel creators were tired of Marvel basically saying no to any idea that didn't surround the main superheroes, and they gave constrictions with their storylines. A group of 7 workers, including Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, and Rob Liefeld, branched and created Image where everyone can make their own story. Creators own the rights to their characters, and boom, happily ever after. So with this opportunity and works like Battle Pope under his belt, he took a small writing job before pitching his first comic to Eric Larson in 2002. He pitches to be a character-driven spectacle between a teenager and his secretly evil father. It's a relatable comic. I mean, even the top of the comic suggests girls, acne, and homework. Yet, even with the hype of this new publishing company, his comic was still failing and was ready to be canceled before the big reveal was even put on the pages. And that's when Eric Larson stepped in. He told Robert to move it up to the next issue, issue 6. And although Robert had planned for it to be about issue 20, he listened, and just like that, it exploded. Through word of mouth, many wanted to know what was going to happen between this father-son story, and Robert learned a pattern. Something big has to happen within the first 6 issues. Whenever you're telling a story, a big event must happen between this timeline, and he continued his success to his next series. Robert Kirkman loves zombie movies, especially Night of the Living Dead, always wondering what happens next. What happens after the resolution of these movies, and the screen fades to black? The characters still live in this gruesome world, and there's no story to continue it, so he did. He called his old friend once again, Tony Moore, and together they created Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead's follow-up. Now, of course we all know this to be The Walking Dead because of Jim Valentino advising him to change the title. Thank you, Jim, by the way. And together they made the pitch, but it was rejected. See, the problem was that the story has been seen 1,000 times before, and the medium has been worn out. Nobody wanted to hear just another zombie story, so Robert shifted. He noted that it was just a front, a sickness used by foreign aliens to weaken the human population, to invade and take over their planet. But it was all a lie. He believed in his idea of a never-ending story driven by the characters, and they published issue 1, a story of Rick Grimes waking up from a coma to a world of walkers as he tries to find his family. And it sells instantly, sold out the first printing and the next. And using the advice Eric told him all that time ago, on issue 6, Rick's son kills his best friend. But not only was The Walking Dead selling, but Invincible was as well. Robert's name was becoming something to remember, and this was where anything he wrote was selling and became known as his. Both his works became well known, earning him mounds of money. And while writing for these stories, he was simultaneously writing for Marvel. Marvel Zombies flew off the shelves, as well as Ultimate X-Men, and Invincible got a Marvel team-up. Ant-Man, Fantastic Four, everything he wrote turned to gold. He had the Midas touch. And this is when something important happened. Frank Darabont, a respected Hollywood director, picked up an issue of the ever-so-popular series, The Walking Dead, and immediately saw its potential for a TV series. He worked alongside Kirkman to write and direct Season 1 of The Walking Dead, with AMC picking up the show. And on Halloween night in 2010, The Walking Dead first aired, and it got almost 6 million viewers in its debut. Unheard of numbers. I remember my parents watching this in the living room as I struggled to fall asleep from all the zombie noises, and the series only grew. Seasons 2, 3, 4, 5, they all received praise. It grew a cult following. Everyone was interested in what Rick was going to do next, and the comic series sold even more. 70,000, 100,000 issues being sold monthly, with issue 100, a very sad issue by the way, if you read it, selling over 400,000 copies on release, outselling almost all other comic series and being known as the best running independent comic series at the time. And with that, anything Kirkman wrote became a success. Outcast sold out, Fireborn sold out, Oblivion Song sold out. Not only this, he mastered the art of adaptations. Telltale The Walking Dead winning Game of the Year in 2012. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners sitting atop as one of the greatest VR games to date. Outcast. Okay, well, no one's perfect. And even Invincible, the biggest show in the world today. And as his comic career still grows under Image and his company Skybound Entertainment, he remains atop the game. His recent series Battle Beast selling 400,000 in his debuts, introducing blind bags, skin breakers selling out everywhere, the Energen universe. The point is, Robert Kirkman has mastered comics and became the most influential comic creator today. And as he still grows, I'm just glad I'm able to witness the success of these series and the growth of the dying medium because of his work. And as I look to be creating my own series in the future, and currently in the works to be honest, I can only garner inspiration from Kirkman. So if you haven't yet, subscribe, like the video, let me know your favorite comic series down below. I'm creating my own comic as well, which will be updated on an Instagram that's located in the bio if you like. This is something I'm trying to promote it. I'm gonna be talking about a bunch of comic series, and thank you for watching.